Hi, this is Larry Jordan. Now that we've seen the speed that this Final Cut plugin from SmartSound provides, let's harness the full power of Sonicfire Pro and show what we can really do to make this music take off. To do that, I'm going to select the clip, and I'm going to Control-click on it, and I'm going to open in Editor. Assuming you haven't changed the default settings inside Final Cut, it will instantaneously open this clip up inside Sonicfire and load it up into the timeline. Notice that our markers have automatically been imported, so we can see all the markers we have in our timeline. And our music is a little short, so one of the really cool things about Sonicfire is I can change the length of the music by simply grabbing the clip, dragging it, and that quickly it has automatically rebuilt a new piece of music for me that will play from the very beginning of my video to the end. Except I don't see my video, so I'll go down to the Video tab, click the plus button, and I'll navigate over to where my movie is located and click Open. And now, wherever I move my playhead up here in the timeline, my movie will move in sync down below in the video window. Well, this is cool to begin with, just being able to change the length of the video, so let's move our playhead back to the beginning. And now let's move one marker at a time. We'll grab our playhead and move to the first marker here and set a keyframe. What we're going to take advantage of now is a process called mood mapping, being able to change the instrumentation of the music that we've selected. To do that, I'm going to set keyframes where every marker occurs. I'll just move the playhead, set a keyframe, move the playhead, set a keyframe, and now I've broken my video down into 4 segments. The animated logo, which is here, the talking head, the action footage, and the animated logo. And notice that in all cases the scoring is considered full. This is the instrumentation for it. Well, I'm going to go over to the Properties menu and change the music so that instead of sounding full, take a listen. Okay, we've got 2 problems here. One, I want the music to build and not start with all the instruments playing at one time. And number 2, I can't hear my guy talk. So let's fix this first one by clicking on this, putting our playhead here and clicking on this first section. Notice when you click on it, it selects it. Selecting that first section and changing the music mix to breakdown. And now when I do that, listen to the difference. In this case, it's just drums. It's a little bit too light, I think, so I'm going to change it by taking the synth up and adding some synth to this. And now when we play it, and then we go to the full instrumentation, but I've got my guy talking, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to change it to a dialogue mix, which pulls the music down. And by selecting my first piece and just decreasing my transition time to about, 20 frames, I'm going to get a much smoother blend as I move from one to the other.
This year was the first year that the U.S. team won a gold medal, and 4 out of the 5 members were all brought up using the weight.
Okay, now that needs a much quicker transition, so let's just drag that to 0 so that we hear all of his words.
Medal, and 4 out of the 5 members were all brought up using the weight.
And now let's go to the very end, and let's just have that be synth. So we'll set this to the synth feature, and let's take a listen to the very tail end of this piece. That is so cool. And just because we can, let's find the spot where this guy lands on the water here. Right there. And using the arrow keys, let's just add a hit because we can. So we'll add a hit file, and we'll do an impact, and we'll add a laser hit. And let's just see what that sounds like here. Let's just move that a little bit. Just a hair. There we go. And now we've got our piece ready to go. All we have to do is go File, Export Soundtrack Video, click on Export, and click on Save. It says, do you want to replace the one that's there? We say yes, and because we're replacing the one that's there, and because we opened an editor, when we switch back to Final Cut, our music is automatically updated. Because I've made it longer, I'll just grab the end of the music, drag it to the end, Shift-Z to get everything to fit, and we take a look at the finished piece.
This year was the first year that the U.S. team won a gold medal, and 4 out of the 5 members were all brought up using the wake tricks method.
That is very cool. The power of Final Cut, the instantaneous round tripping between the new Final Cut plugin from Smart Sound, and the musical flexibility and scaling and instrumentation selection available through mood mapping in Sonicfire Pro makes an incredible music creation tool. My name is Larry Jordan, and thanks for watching.